Hi, everybody, my fellow Americans. This is Harolyn. I am honored to join all of you as we come together to celebrate Mike Missel's 70th birthday, which happens to be the perfect time to reflect on a few of the highlights in his past. So I'll quickly try to cover 48 years, but there's a lot of material here. You have no idea. Anyway, the year was 1978 when Missel and I graduated from college. He went to W&L, which confirmed what I suspected was that he is not Jewish. There is just no way. Anyway, we headed into the rarefied world of the Carter White House. We were beyond thrilled to be in the presence of the most brilliant minds in the world, deep thinkers like Steve Seelig, Richie Ryman, Jackie Dinwiddie, and of course, the international regarded Officer Coleman. We were on Hamilton Jordan's staff, and later Missel got traded to Ann Wexler's staff, but neither of them knew who the hell we were. We immediately set about to change the national opinion on packet stuffing. We rose to the top of our game. I must say, Missel was a very good packet stuffer mentor. We were highly respected interns, and for that reason, we were invited to be in a different building when Pope John Paul II visited President Carter in 1979. But we had packets of stuff, and therefore we had good reason to loiter close enough to the state floor, and just so we could say we were there. We weren't really there. However, lo and behold, you know who was there? Robert Missel. Yep, there he was with President Carter and the Pope. That's Robert Missel with the Pope. So Robert's brother could not be outdone and thought he would make a better Pope. So there you go. But when we had the time, we often helped out a few of our senior staff members who needed our services or who didn't need our services and didn't ask for our services, but you know how it goes. That didn't stop us anyway, for example, from acquiring several bags full of the coveted and highly controlled trinkets from the gift unit for Tom Beard and his delegation headed to Oman. When Tom appeared at the gift unit half an hour later to collect his swag, the director informed him that his staff had already picked them up. One problem, Tom had no staff. Before they knew what had gone down, those trinkets were already headed to Nate's house in Potomac, Maryland. One of our favorite activities, besides learning to ring all 48 lines in the counsel's office at one time, was the eat at the White House mess where we were not allowed. Occasionally, Steve Seelig took us just to show us how important he was. And anyway, no one else wanted to eat with him. Or Patrick Apodaca took us just to shut us up. We pretty much stole everything not nailed down in the place, all the chocolate mints, the pads of notepaper, napkins, and the occasional fork. We also enjoyed hanging around the hallways when President Carter, his lawyers, and cabinet officers were in the Oval Office negotiating for the release of the Iranian hostages. We believe we gave them good luck. So the hostages were released from Iran, and Missel and I were released from the White House. It didn't take long for the kids and that kind of thing to happen. Missel was appointed Secretary of Eden's Religious Education, otherwise known as the Godfather. It was not a pious environment. The upside-down kid on the left would become a colleague of Inspector General Missel's about 30 years later. We still got together with our former White House friends so that we could torture Richie Ryman. Missel thought that Richie would look nice wearing a banana on his head. Well, I could go on for a lot longer, but I'm not certain the statute of limitations has run out. Missel, you're my lifelong friend, loved by Boob and Nate, which is kind of a freak occurrence, and Nanny Toots too. And you know I was crazy about Rose and Harold, and I love Robert, Susan, and Sandy, and their daughters. Melissa, thank you for tolerating my being last in line here. Debbie, too. Anyway, I should also mention that I really enjoyed being Jordan's boss at the Nationals and sending him home to iron his pants. But he learned to run and not walk, I have to say. Jordan, love you too. So much love to you and everybody, and happy birthday. You know you're a lot older than me. Anyway, happy birthday. See you soon. And enjoy Hilton Head. Bye.